10 days, because if you work there and they find you there, you'll be deported. I told her, okay, thank you, mom. So I was even here home. But when you enter online, that password I told you, you can to my father, just see what you are doing. Glory to your name. Hallelujah, amen. Oh my God, that song. Is my Father, see what you are doing. Glory to your name. Hallelujah, amen. Hey, so my voice is there every time. I don't need to change, but oh my God, did I look a bit light-skinned? But in reality, I'm a very dark-skinned guy. Seriously, I'm a very dark-skinned guy. I'm a black African guy. So you're welcome to the Borders Beyond podcast. You can go and search out on our YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We use Borders Beyond, but it will give you a time to find Borders Beyond on YouTube. So when you go to YouTube, type Sansa, SANSA. I'll repeat it one more time. SANSA, Sansa. So you'll find Sansa and it has down Borders Beyond podcast. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and let me know how we can make this better. So you're welcome to the podcast. Today I'm here and I'm just excited. Yeah, really, really excited. So we're going to talk about what we call a release in Kuwait. By the time you are probably watching this video, I would have recorded it some time back and thought about it whether I should release it or not. But by this time you will be seeing this video, I would have gone through every word. I would have keenly, with a keen eye and ear, and pick a 2 or 3 things that you learn from where one another. So, and if you've been in Kuwait, you have heard of what we call a release. But before we go even for release, there are types of visas. So I'll mention a bit 2 visas. There is the 18 private, that is the big visa, and there is the 18 small project. So the small project visas transfer to small projects unless there are certain conditions. But normally the big visas can transfer to a big visa company, and they are mostly the private owners that are owning businesses here usually look out the big 18 transferable visa. So if you want to know your visa, first of all, you people, when you get your phones, you watch things I don't understand and use chat GPT to ask it what you should eat, what you should dress. So I'm not saying it's bad, but you have to use the resources that are near you very well. So just grab your ID. My wallet is here. Just let me show you what it does. What it does. Where is my ID? Do I still have an ID? Yeah, it's right here. So this is the Kuwaiti ID. So when you grab it, take a picture of it in the chat GPT. Take both sides, in front and back, and then load the photos in the chat GPT, and under down instruct chat GPT to tell you which type of visa is this. Is this transferable? My God, you have a lawyer here. The chat GPT has been a lawyer to me. So it will give you the information you need. It will tell you the name of your employer. It will tell you under which visa you are. It will tell you how it is transferable, and it will tell you the conditions. So after knowing that you have a specific type of visa, so you reach out to your bosses and ask for release. As if it comes on a silver plate, as I've said. But some people it does come. So let me just take you fast forward of how we come into such a situation. I remember I stepped into this country. It was 7th 2023, and so 7th this year Feb I was making 3 years. So when I stepped into here, and I'll not mention the names of the company for some purposes, because I'm grateful for what they did for me, but even best friends, even lovers fall out. So company A brings me into Kuwait, and I'm going to tell you specifically the basics of this company, the details. I signed for 150 KD when I was coming into Kuwait. It's a lot of money if you're coming from Africa. Many companies don't pay that. So when I come here, I'm excited to make money. But after working for some time, you meet people that are getting 300, 400, 600, yo, bro, 700. Others are making 1,000. And after staying here for some time, the expenses here are very crazy expensive. So I was like, this money is not enough for me. Maybe let me work for 3 years. Because the Kuwait law, if you want to know that law, wait, you go to Google, you type labor law, labor law, Kuwait. So the labor law Kuwait, you will go to labor law, and Google will give you labor law number 6 of 2010. That's where the law is found. So it explains the contracts, it explains your benefits, it explains what you have to do. So they will give you a PDF. It is free. You can download it and read it. So I did that. I had read the PDF like 2 years ago. The time I knew I would ask for release, but that was before I finished my contract for 3 years. Thanks to the Kuwait government, they amended the law the other year, at the end of the other year. You can transfer to another company as long as you agree with your boss. Even if you have worked for him for only 1 year, 2 years, you can agree. But before, it was supposed to be 3 years. If you have completed 3 years, then you can talk about release. So, but when you transfer before 3 years end, you have to pay 300 KD for that transfer to go through. But after 3 years, I think they charge around 20 KD for transfer, or 70, 75, 20. It's not a big sum of money, and normally the companies that we go to pay that money. So I was still taking you back to the story. And so when I come here, I'm excited. We work with my friend, and they fall out with my boss, and he was given a provision of looking for another job in 2 days. So we find a job. And when we find a job, this is what was interesting. The boss we had found comes and tastes the coffee, tastes my guy. My guy is called Albert. So he tells him, I can hire you. And when he sends the request for the transfer to happen, the boss calls him and tells him, that guy you are taking is not a very good guy. I don't know what was. Maybe I think he did not want the transfer to happen. He just wanted him to fail and go back home. So he gets a transfer, and they agree about some conditions, and he goes to another company. That was like after 1 year and 6 months. And I'm like, yo, this guy has left me here. So he goes from, by that time we were getting around 180, 170. They had raised the salary they added us like 20 KD, 30 KD, depends basically. So he goes to another company, and they were giving him more money than that. So I'm like, yo, maybe it's time I ask for release. And I had some issues with my manager that time. With my manager, he's a Ugandan. We had some simple issues, as fallouts happen every day. But they were not very big that they would let me be the reason why I need to transfer. So there's this one morning, I was by that time I was going through a breakup. I had a relationship that was not working well. So by that time I had a lot in my mind, and I was not thinking straight. So my boss finds me outside seated. It was working hours, but I was in the sun. It was summer. I was in the sun and it is very hot, but I was feeling okay. So he tells me, Robert, what's up? And I'm like, nothing much. And he says, yo, you want salary? It was payday. So he says, come, I pay you. And I'm like, but before you pay me, I would like to talk to you about something. And he's like, yeah, I listen. What is the problem? I tell him, I want to go. And he's like, Robert, you want to go home? And I'm like, no, can you give me a release? And he's like, right now I cannot give you a release. And he told me, unless you want to, if you want a release, you can finish 3 years of your contract, then I will give you a release. And he's like, yo, why do you want to get a release? I told him, I feel like I've been here for some time and I just want to explore other opportunities outside. He's a very good guy. He was a very good guy. Let me put it in past tense. And he tells me, Robert, I understand, but I can't give you a release. I'm like, okay, so when I wait for 3 years, you'll give me a release. And then he says, yeah, I'll give you a release, Robert. So I get back to work. I worked, but after 2 days, he comes to me, he calls me up. Our coffee shop had a down section and an upper section. He calls me at the upper section and he types and he tells me, I have 2 options. Next month, I can give you a ticket, you go home, or I can send you to my cousin. He has a coffee shop, you work for him, but still under the same visa. But he will be the one paying you the same salary you have been getting here. And I'm like, yo, it's an opportunity maybe to change the environment because of whatever's been going on. Maybe I'll settle from there. So, but before going, the cousin had brought 2 friends, 2 Indian guys we had trained for him before he opened the coffee shop. We knew the coffee shop. So this guy where I was going, the cousin, I had seen him come to the coffee shop for the last 2 years. He's a nice guy. He was a nice guy. So this is a person who he's very educated and well informed about coffee. And by looking at the coffee beans, he can know which region these coffee beans are coming from. So this is the person I'm talking about. He knows how to calibrate all the machines. He knows everything, temperature, what. His knowledge about coffee is very vast. Because he used even to take trips to go to Italy, London, winning barista competitions there, and taking roaster classes, taking cupping classes. You know what I'm talking about? So this guy had invested in the business. So he taught me a lot of things. That is one thing I'll give credit to him. He taught me a lot of things. Just by looking at the beans, he can tell you these are from South America. And when he looks at the Kenyan beans, he will tell you these beans are from Kenya before you mention even they are from Kenya. He smells the beans and he tells you, yo, these beans are from Ethiopia. That's the guy I'm talking about. So he had knowledge about it. So I go there and he tells me, yo, Robert, how are you? I think you're a very good person. He talks to me and he tells me, but I think you're not appreciated enough where you have been working. So I'd want to work with you and use everything. Tell me what you need to make you comfortable here. So I tell him what I need. And he tells me, the good thing that I saw you do photography and videography. You can take pictures here. We shall post them. We did a podcast, a coffee podcast about explaining about different beans. I used to take pictures. They upload them on the Instagram. Yeah, I used to do a lot of things and you'd pay for it. Like at the end of the month, he would give you more 30 KD, 20 KD. So he tells me now I'll be giving you 200. So after 1 month, he tells me I'll be giving you 220. So I'm like, yeah, maybe it was a very good step that I changed the job. So my contract had 9 months to expire, so that I look for another job. To expire, I had an option of renewing it. But after those months, before those months passed, the place was very good. I liked the workplace really, but the only reason I didn't want it, I was working for 10 hours, but before I was working for 8 hours. But I was like, yeah, it's okay. These are just 2 hours. You know, I understand we were not very busy. So I come to him and tell him it was around winter in November. I tell him that I've been here for 3 years. I thank you for everything you have done for me, you and your brother. But I think I've been here for some time, for 3 years. I would want you to raise my salary next year when my contract expires. So when I'm renewing, raise my salary. And he was like, so how much do you want? So I tell him I want 300. That is an increase of 80 KD. So he tells me, yeah, we can work. No, we can't work with that. That's too much. And I'm like, how much can you afford? Because I'm giving you the first chance. If you still want me, you can stay with me before I try to look for another job. And he tells me, Robert, you know, I'll give you more 50 KD. That is, I'll be giving you 270 starting next month. So we don't sign anyway. I've never signed a contract. I had never signed a contract. So even when I was coming, I only signed an offer letter, and I would not ask for a contract, what and what. So we just do a gentleman's agreement, shake hands, and he's like, yo, see you again. So the month ends, and he sends the same money, 220, and I'm like, yo, what happened, boss? And he's like, you know, this month has not been good, but we had sold so much because it is winter. And baristas out there, you know, in Kuwait, if you don't sell in winter, he will never sell. Yeah, the coffee shop or a restaurant, if it does not work in winter, if it does not work out totally, you cannot sell in any other time. Few shops sell in summer because summer it's very hot, it's less busy. The Kuwaitis are abroad for vacations. They are normally not here, except a few. So he tells me, wait next month. So I wait next month, he sends 220, and I tell him, I thought we had an agreement. And he tells me, wait next month. So these are 3 months. So the third time he sent this money, I told him, but you're not keeping your word. You had promised me. And he was like, you know, Robert, you don't deserve that money. You don't deserve that money. And I'm like, yo, so where should I improve? And he told me, honestly, he told me something. He told me, Robert, you are always on your phone. And it is true. You know, I'm sharing this story to you without leaving any detail. And I hold responsibility for whatever happened. And, you know, because no one is going to beat me. So I'm telling you what the fact was going on. So he tells me you use your phone too much. And I tell him, but I've never used my phone in front of a client. And he tells me, yes, but sometimes I see when we don't have work, you are using your phone. And tell him, so should I stop using my phone? And he's like, no, you can use your phone, but not too much. And I told him, you know, okay, I'll work on that. But when I was seated there on my bed, something came to me and is like, you know, this guy does not keep his word. Even if you stop using your phone too much, he will not give you, because 3 months have passed and he's not keeping his word. He would have told you that before the 3 months, that if you stop using your phone too much, I'll increase your salary, and we see if it can work out or not. So I text him back and tell him, but I've been here for 3 years and I would like to explore other opportunities. And I told him my contract is ending in Feb 7th, and I would like to, by the time it ends, I'll give you 1 more month. I'll stay committed to my duties every day as you prepare for my transfer. And he answers me and says, okay, I've received your email and later, and we shall organize a proper transfer for you. And I told him, okay, sir. So I remained committed to my duties. So after like 3 weeks, like 2 weeks before my contract ends, I text him back and I'm like, you know, I'm writing to you a kind reminder about my release, because my ID was getting expired on 22nd Feb. So I didn't want him to renew my ID and then I asked him for release. Yeah, it will not be fair. So he told me, Robert, wait. So it comes first, he pays all the workers the January salary, and I'm like, yo, he paid on first, and it comes third, he has not yet paid me. So on third, he calls me into the office. He comes in the morning. He says, yo, Robert, how are you? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm okay. Give me a V60. I make a V60 for him. He says a V60 is good. So at night, the accountant comes and tells me, Robert, I need you in the office up. And I'm like, after you finish your duty, and I'm like, okay, sir, I'll come to you. So after I finished my duty, when I went to the office, he told me sit there. He had roughly like 2 papers. Yeah, one side was written in Arabic and another one in English. And when I was reading the English part, it stated that I've committed some crimes, and I'm like, so these crimes. Crime one was, as you take these videos, and I learned something from that day. One was that when I used to take these videos, I post on my IG, TikTok, we are open, WhatsApp. He tells me there are black girls that came here and they were dressed very badly, and that was like 4 months ago. These girls, they didn't know I work there, but as someone sees a nice place and they come to check it out. But I know them. When they come, I know them, and they're like, yo, you work here? And I'm like, yes, I work here. We had met like 2 years before when I was still going for the boat cruises. And he said, and they buy things like for 10 KD. They take pictures as other people do, and videos, recording those reels for TikTok. And so another girl came. She's my friend, but I will not mention her name. Because it may be relevant for her. So she came and, say hi. She bought coffee, purchased everything, took pictures. And she told me, because we were not busy, take some pictures of me. So I take the pictures of her. And by that time I was living in Mabla, but I was working in that side. So I was like, the time you have come, you can wait for me for 30 minutes, then we go back together. Because I used to take a taxi from there. So we go take a taxi. So he tells me, your girl was here. The accountant tells me your girlfriend was here. And I'm like, which girlfriend? He was like, you brought your girlfriend some time ago. You cannot bring people at work. And I'm like, but you would have told me, but that is not my girlfriend. She's my friend. You can ask her. And he's like, okay, that one is not done. So another one, he told me, Robert, you gave out my number without my permission. And this recalled me over time. Our drive-through was packed. There was a party going on at the neighborhood, and the drive-through, they had parked cars and blocked the way. So I called him because I was on the morning shift. It was a Tuesday. I told him, sir, the drive-through cars have blocked the way, and we cannot sell drive-through. And he said, find someone who is responsible for that and tell them that we need those cars moved. So I go to the party. My Arabic is very small, learn the language. When I reached to this guy, he used to speak Arabic. So he told me, give me your boss's number. And I'm like, yo, Akuwaiti to Akuwaiti, they'll get an understanding very easy. So I give the guy the number. The guy calls my boss, and boss B says, oh, wrong number. So because I was connected to the Wi-Fi, when I was coming back, he called me like 4 times, and the phone did not go through. But when I reached the workplace and the Wi-Fi connected, I had 4 missed calls, and he had sent me an audio saying, you regret for what you have done. You have given out my number without my permission. So that was like 5 months ago. I made the same thing on the paper. And it says crime number 4. You started looking for a job before you resigned here. And I'm like, how did I look for another job? And he told me, I saw you sending CVs to other companies. And I'm like, yo, me every day I send a CV to another company because I want a better offer. And if that chance comes and they hire me and I'm free to go, I will automatically take that job because I'm here for money. And he tells me, if you don't want to sign, I have nothing for you. And he tells me, if you want your salary for this month, sign here and I give you your money. So I told him, no, I cannot sign this. So I called Pastor Josh. Those who go to the Tuesday Fellowship, you know Pastor Josh. He's a very good guy. He's a Kenyan pastor for leading the Tuesday Fellowship where I go to. So I called him and tell him, you know, Pastor Josh, I'm being told to sign this and this, and he told me, no, don't sign. At the back of the contract of the papers I was signing, it had I, Sansa Robert, I have received my salary and all my entitlements and benefits, and I have accepted to be bought a ticket to go back home because my contract has ended. Huh. So when I read that, and I'm like, you have not given me my money, you have not given me, I've not gone for vacation for these 3 years, you have to pay that money because that's what the law says. Those are, I desire, I'm entitled to those benefits. And he's like, where do you read that law? I opened the law for him, and he's like, no, I'm just helping you to buy your ticket to go home. I'm using that money to buy a ticket. And I'm like, when I was coming here, you told me you buy me a ticket to go home. Because at that time, I said, if you don't want to give me a release, give me my salary, give me my entitlements and indemnity and benefits, I'll walk away, I'll find another way to come back. So he tells me, no, I'm not doing that. He tells me, sign. That is the accountant. So after like 1 hour of not signing, he calls the boss. The boss comes and tells me, he's a policeman, he tells me, sign. And at this time, his face had changed. His face had changed. He was not that laughing boss I knew. His face had changed completely. And he told me, sign, I don't want to speak to you. I'm like, yo. I'm like, what have I done, sir? If there is any problem and any misunderstanding we have had, I would ask you to forgive me, but please give me this transfer. And he said, no, I cannot give you this transfer. Just sign here. I'll give you a salary, your passport at the end of the... After 3 days, we shall book a ticket for you to go home. So I refuse, and I hear him is on call and he's saying, get ready, get ready. I think he was trying to scare me that there are people waiting for me outside. So I call my guy Ibra and I tell him, you know, Ibra, come and pick me up. I need to go home. So Ibra is like, yo, I'll come in 10 minutes. So Ibra comes, parks the car, and tells me I'm here. So I told him, sir, I need to go out for a minute, talk to someone, then I'll come back and see if I can sign this. So I tell him, can I take a picture of these papers? And he tells me, if you want to take a picture of these papers, sign. That's when I knew that something is fishy. So I get out. I did not go back to get anything that belonged to me. In his uniform, I get into the car and I tell Ibra, drive. So he drives me home. So when I reach home, before I reached home, that was around 9. Before I reached home, he had removed me from all the WhatsApp groups for the company. He had removed every picture of me from Instagram, TikTok, all the podcasts we had made where I feature, even the videos they had posted, he had already deleted them. That's when I knew something is fishy. Because when I see I have been removed from the WhatsApp groups, my mind is like, now find evidence that you have been working there. I was like, yes, I have evidence, but it may not be enough. Go get some pictures of you from his Instagram page. And I was not there. Everything that I had ever done was deleted. So he sends me a message and he tells me, so you have decided to go as a company. We urge you that you have left without completing the necessary proper signing of the termination. And so we ask you to come back in later than 3 days to complete this. So I'm like, no, I'm not coming. I'm not signing anything. I tell him, you know, see you in court. So by this time, I had shared the kind reminder release to the bosses, my boss A, because I was still in his visa. He has a brother, so I texted all of them the same information. I told the boss B that I'm going to share this information of me asking a release. to the boss A, to the bosses A, my employers, my employers that were the foundation. So he's like, okay. So I share, everyone knows what is going on. So I tell them, I text one of them, the one that I know was very understanding. I tell him, sir, I mean, your visa, my visa is in your names and you're responsible for me. But this is what is going on. I've asked for release as we had agreed, but this is what they're telling me to sign, the crimes, that they're not going to use them, that they're just signing them for a formality of a company. And I told him, I'm not doing that, and I would want to hear from you. So he saw the message, he blue ticked me. So I was like, these people are talking to one another, and everyone has agreed for that to happen. So I told him, see you in court. And he calls me, I pick up the call, and he says, so you have decided we go to court, you think you can win? And he told me, I'm going to deport you and make sure you'll never step in this country again. And I'm like, yeah, I understand, but even if I sign those papers, you still use the same papers that I should not come into this country again. So I told him I just have one more thing, and it is trying the law. Let me try the law, and if it does not work out for me, I'll pack my bags and go home. And I was like, okay. He switched off the phone. So from that day, he did not call me. So in the morning, early in the morning, I have a friend, shout out Fik. Fik called me. I remember I had explained this to Ben, and Ben told me, Ben is my friend. You people who go to the Tuesday Fellowship, you know that guy, that Kenyan guy who has golden fingers, and playing the keyboard. So he told me, go and act upon that, because he knew whatever was going on in my life at that time. So I go to Sean. This guy Fik takes me to Sean. I register, because when you go to Sean, basically this is what happens. When you go to Sean, you go there, you don't have to enter into Sean the first day. You go, they register for you online, and they'll give you a case number and a password. So when you go to www.kuwaitmanpower.com on Google, it will come and show you services offered. You want to submit a complaint, so a case. So you have to tap there, and then enter that case number online, and enter the password, and then the cases are already listed, what you want to report. Is it holding your passport? Is it about indemnity? Is it about transfer and cancellation? Is it about working from extra hours without pay? Is it about not receiving salary? All those cases are already written there. So you just have to tick the boxes. So I tick the boxes because he had my passport. So I tick, he has my passport. And I tick, I want compensation. There is compensation for him holding your passport. And I tick cancellation and transfer. I tick indemnity. I tick annual leave. I ticked about 6 cases. I don't remember them now. So I receive, but that has to be done before 1 year. Before you make 1 year, you cannot enter a case. After you have made 1 year of service in this country, then your case can be entered into the system. So I entered the case, and I received a notification on my Sahil app, and it was saying that after like 2 hours, that we have an appointment to meet at Sean. That was after 7 days from that day. So the 7th day comes, I go to Sean, very afraid. I don't know where to start from. And when I was speaking to my friends, we should mind the company that surrounds you, most especially during sometimes, most of the times. So these guys were all very negative. I've never seen negative people like that. And they were telling me, you cannot win a Kuwaiti. Bro, you cannot win a Kuwaiti. It's done for you. Just go and tell the man to give you something so that you can maybe continue working for him, or you try to I told him this man will not accept anything. So they were like, let us wish you luck. But you can see people who wish you luck. They were not meaning it. They couldn't think a release can be given to me. So they tell me you cannot win a Kuwaiti, and I have heard of that. But I was like, let me see if these laws are the same laws in my country, because in my country, Uganda, where I come from, the rich wins and the laws don't work. Yeah. So I was like, let me try. So I go to Sean and we had an appointment. When you reach Sean, you ask them, you give them that paper, you can show to the security guard or someone there that why is this investigator. So the investigator has a room and they are all ladies. No man is an investigator at Sean. So those offices, you go to the line and you wait. So when I was waiting, I saw my boss coming. I said, hello boss, how are you? Still acting like a well-behaved child. And he did not respond to me, looked at me like this. So we go to Sean and he tells, the invigilator tells me, do you speak Arabic? I said no. So she told me, do you want an interpreter? I said, no, I trust you. Speak to him, then you translate to me. And she said, okay. So she told me, what's the problem? I explained to her, and then she said, okay. And then she asked the boss, and the boss started talking. They started laughing, and when they started laughing, I was like, if these people have reached a time of whereby they are laughing, I'm done. There is no... But I still trusted God, and I was like, let me just wait and see what happened. So my boss goes very happy, and they tell us, you come back after 7 days. So they give you more 7 days to sort yourselves. So my boss goes out, and the investigator calls me and asks me, come back, boy. So she tells me, what is wrong? So I told her the whole story, and she was like, so get these papers, take them to, it is called Jarwat, something like that. It's like a court. It's in Amadi, because even if you don't, because Sean has different offices, but if you want to know go to ChatGPT again, put your ID, both pictures, and instruct ChatGPT that which Sean office is my ID located to. It will show you whether Amadi, whether Bufitira, whether Farawania, where. So according to your location. So it said Amadi. So I went to that court in Amadi. When I went there, I asked people and they showed me where to go. So I took the paper there. When I took there is a paper I had to take there for a stamp. And that was the same day. So when I take that paper there, the woman who was, God is wonderful. The woman who was doing the stamping on the paper, she looked at me and recognized me, and she told me, I've been coming to what happened? She told me, you work at this company. I said, yes. And she told me, what happened? I told her, I want a release, but they have not given me, so I'm at Sean. So she said, okay, don't worry, they will give you a release. You're finished 3 years. Then I said, yes. Then she stamped the paper and told me, go to the airport and bring these papers back to Sean. So I took a taxi. And when you go to Sean, you pay 2 KD to those truck guys in Amadi or Abfitira. There is an office in the building. You ask, they will show you. You tell them, I want to open an online case. Then they will show you where to get that online thing. So you pay 2 KD, all 1.5. So when you go to court, you pay nothing. You just have to get transport, get to where? To the airport. And when I reached at the airport, I thought they had sent me inside the airport. I went to those offices, to the policemen. They are very helpful. I've never seen people that are helpful. So the policeman takes me to the place he thinks and it's not working, and tells me, I go down, and then one guy, he was a policeman, he started moving with me until he failed because he was speaking Arabic and I was speaking English. But I saw that he was willing to help me because we walked for around like 15 minutes and he's trying to help me. That is something I don't see every day. And I'm very grateful for that. Those airport people, the security people there were very good. The Kuwaitis there were very good to me. So I call James. James is my friend, he's a drummer. I was to call Martin, but I thought Martin is off because Martin usually works at night. So I called James and he was at the airport. So James had an idea of where that place is located because it's located near the airport, but not exactly in the airport. There is a coffee shop, is it Arabica Piki, something like that. So at the corner you go straight. So he escorted me there. We asked the different people, we went to a wrong place until we reached the right place. So I found people there, they stamped in. So I took the papers back to Sean. And when I took to Sean, they told me, okay, come back after 7 days. When I went after 7 days, again, my boss came. But this time round, he came back with my passport. So he gives me my passport and they tell me, so this one, we shall remove that you have received your passport. So they still ask me, so should we continue with this case? And I'm like, yes, we can continue with the case. That time the boss came with his brother. So they were texting me and telling me, yo, bring our uniform, company uniform, because we don't want to open a case on you. And I'm like, company uniform? I told the investigator, they are telling me to take this company uniform. Should I take the uniform? The investigator told me, don't go there, don't take the uniform. If they want it, they will come for the uniform from here. Because now this is a case. When you go there, that is trespass. They can open a case against you. So I never picked up their call. So we go there and they make a file for us. This time we explained in details. I provided the charts and the evidence of me asking for release. The date has to be there. The chat WhatsApp messages, I had already printed them. I had a file like this. So the investigator read through and told me, we'll ask you for this if it is needed, but for now we only need this. The letter for the transfer and the case number paper. So they made a file for us and told me you'll come back after 10 days. So after 10 days, I was even here home. But when you enter online, that password I told you, you can see there is where they can tell you the dispute has been settled, the release has been approved or not. So after like 3 days, before the 10 days expire, when I was checking there, because that time I was not working, and the investigator told me don't work at any place because if you work there and they find you there, you'll be deported. I told her, okay, thank you, ma'am. So I think I just found favor into her eyes, and she really encouraged me. I was worried at first, but then I just started enjoying my time, stayed home here, go play football, watch movies, and a time reached when I was even like, I wish I was working. You see people coming from work and you're like, yo, people working, some not working. And not working in this country, you have to pay rent of where you stay, you have to eat. There are very many expenses. You have to be a bit prepared, mentally and financially. And I would like to thank everyone who gave me a piece of money. Daphne, my sister, MC Cruz, Martin, they supported me. And other people who did not support me financially, but you supported me mentally, because it's very easy for you to break down during that time. And when I read that, it was like it showed that cancellation and transfer approved, and I'm like, maybe I'm reading poorly. So I waited for the 10 days. So the war started. And when I went there at Sean after the 10 days, my boss did not come. So they told me go to the secretariat. When I went there, they told me your release has been approved, but let me tell you, after like 2 weeks, my boss put an absence case for me. After 2 weeks of me reporting him and we are in court. So the absence case happens after you not reporting at work for 7 days consecutively without giving a written reason or informing them. So they automatically, those were 14 days. So the absence entered. And the woman told me this absence will be rolled out because you came first and you have won the transfer and cancellation. And she told me, but you have to wait for 2 weeks for the system to automatically remove out that absence. But he told me for the meantime, you can find a sponsor and be ready to transfer. After 2 weeks, you can tell that sponsor to transfer. So I had got already. There is my current boss now. My friend, one of my friend, gave out my number that I was looking for a job. So he came to the coffee shop when I was still working that side in Amadi, tasted the coffee and told me, yeah, so how can we hire you? I told him, and he told me, but if it is giving you hard time, go out, go back to Uganda, I'll send you a visa and I'll pay you 250, but that was not my target. But as I was like, maybe I need to make those calls. So I started looking for jobs and he was there, he was waiting for me. And I told him, let me first see if I can win this case because he had not opened the coffee shop. So I win this case and I'm very grateful to God because it's maybe you people, you get it on a silver plate, but I've seen that a lot of people go through what I went through and they don't have where to get this information to encourage them that you can. And everybody that is out there, if you're feeling uncomfortable where you're working from and 3 years have passed, I'm here to tell you it is possible. And it's possible because you are entitled. I know Africans, where we come from, systems don't work, and you think this country is also like where we come from, where the rich win. So I'm a testimony that things here work differently, and I'm very positive about the systems at work, and I'm very grateful for that. So I got a release transfer to another company, and now I'm waiting for my indemnity and the annual leave because I sued him. I told him I need all that money. So I'm just attending court sessions past now, but my ID already transferred and I'm enjoying my new workplace. So everybody that is there has been calling me. I received calls from a lot of people because I remember I testified today about this release in church, and I've been receiving calls from people asking me how to go about it. So everybody that is going through it, stay strong and don't make trouble. Don't make trouble because when you are clean, everything will work out for you. So make sure you be a good employee and things will work out at the right time. So anybody that has been looking, if you have questions to ask me, you can drop your questions in my email, or you can text me through TikTok, WhatsApp. And those that have my number, you can share this information to a friend, one or two. Pick out or two things, and maybe you're not there ready to ask for a release, but you're preparing to. And we sign out. If you are there and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, go to YouTube, search Sansa, double SANSA, and you'll see Borders Beyond. It's my YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so that it lets you know anytime we upload a video. On this podcast, we usually talk about the experiences in the Gulf country, mental health, and everything that goes on. So I'm grateful. paying very well, and there is not a lot of stress according to other jobs I've seen out people do in my experience, and you can testify about that. So
it is short
see you in the next
craft,
one. We
short
sign
craft
out.
academy,
Bye bye.
barista
Goodbye. Don't
academy
forget to
has
subscribe.
sponsored
See you again.
this beautiful
God bless
show.
you.
My brother out there in Salmia, and he trains coffee. And if you're there and you would like to learn about coffee, you can reach out to him. Short craft, barista academy. Polite. He teaches brewing methods, specialty coffee. He's a very good guy when it comes to coffee. In about 1 month, you're ready to go and you can look for a very good job, because as far as I've experienced all jobs, one of the best jobs in Kuwait, barista is paying very well, and